Hello, my name is Kyle Wallstead. I'm a senior solutions architect with Egnyte. For the past 10 years, I've been helping customers learn about and implement the Egnyte Solution. Today, I am here to talk to you about content sprawl. It's a trend I've been seeing for the past few years. I'll begin by defining what content sprawl is and why it can be a problem. And then I'll talk about the Egnyte Content Services platform and how we can help you mitigate that content sprawl while enhancing your user experience and strengthening your governance strategy. The content sprawl challenge. So historically, everything lived on premise. So it was simpler, perhaps, but things were disjointed as well. You had file servers, maybe a content management solution. You need to send something, you send it as an attachment, or it's a larger file, so you have to use FTP. Now you need to work remotely, so VPN, or have multiple offices, maybe use some sort of replication solution. Plus, of course, all this needs to be maintained and backed up and kept alive for the organization. Now, with the cloud, you've got all kinds of new ways to work and all kinds of great ways to enhance productivity. Something like e-signature tools or a CRM tool or sync and share apps where you can connect users to content or to the information that they need from wherever they are and from any device. The challenge is each of these tools has its own repository associated with it, and each user may even have their own repository within the solution for the business. So you've got content spread all over the place, and none of those tools were really built to integrate with or replace the on-premises infrastructure. So you end up with a lot of duplicates of content everywhere and not always a clear direction for users of where to go for what information. Now, if you add to that the data landscape that we live in today, the laws are changing. You've got GDPR in Europe, in the United States. Certain states have their own, like California has the CCPA. There may be a national privacy law soon. There's different countries have their own policies. And again, that's ever evolving. Now that's for personally identifiable information, but there's also rules around regulated life sciences content. There's rules around financial data. You might have your own client obligations or rules around intellectual property. There's other threats there as well, whether it's insider, somebody trying to take your data, or external, like ransomware. It's never been more important to protect your data, and that's the problem. It's never been more spread out, and it's never been more valuable. Now, a simple question you can ask yourself is, do you know where your content is? We've just defined the problem in the previous slide, but typically the answer to that is file servers. It's a myriad of SaaS applications for all kinds of different purposes, whether that's a DocuSign, a Salesforce, etc. And the number one trend that we're seeing more recently is Teams. Now, Teams is fantastic at connecting people to people, but Teams was never designed to be your content repository. And if you're using Teams and you peel back the layers, you've got OneDrive storage for direct communications, and you've got SharePoint backends for team sites. And within a given team site, each one has a new SharePoint site created, and different channels will have subfolders within a document library. So you've got a lot of sprawl of many different SharePoint sites often, and each user's OneDrive being pulled in to be the storage backbone for Teams. So especially with the pandemic, lots of people have rolled out Teams very quickly, and rightfully so, to be able to support being able to work from home. But they're now starting to find out about some of the downstream challenges and some of the importance for governance around Teams. And a lot of that begins before Egnyte would even enter the picture. Just rules around who can create a team, what purpose teams should be used for, how often those are reviewed, what the procedures are for archive, etc. So now that we've defined the problem and talked about the recent trend, let's begin to talk about the Egnyte solution. So I'm going to break up the content services platform into a couple of key areas. We'll talk about secure collaboration and how we can modernize an organization's infrastructure and centralize content. Then we'll talk about content governance. Now, you can try to centralize all of your content, but the fact of the matter is you're still going to have an element of sprawl. So it's really important to be able to govern all of your content wherever it may be. And Egnyte can help provide central visibility and classification of your content so you can ensure that your governance strategy is being upheld. And finally, we'll talk about how this comes all in and really supports the Microsoft investments and kind of is a real better together type of scenario. Secure collaboration with Egnyte. So Egnyte was purpose-built for businesses, and we've been helping organizations transform and replace their file servers and move to a modern file services platform for 13, coming on 14 years. This provides a like-for-like experience. You can offer a mapped drive to your users. That's going to work anywhere in the globe that they're located. We support Windows and Mac for that. We even have the ability to integrate with on-premises storage where required for maybe very large files or heavy operations or an office with poor or unreliable internet connectivity. We've had cases where people roll out Egnyte to their users, replacing file servers in many different locations without even telling their users. That's extremely powerful in order to drive adoption. You add on to that a whole suite of services where you can share files securely. You can invite guest users into the system for sustained collaboration. And all this is completely audited. So you've got the ability to create a central storage repository that you drive users to. And that, of course, integrates with your SaaS landscape. Things like Microsoft Teams or Office Online or Office from mobile. Other things like Salesforce.com or DocuSign are going to integrate with the cloud. So you can use these tools for what they're built for, while Egnyte is what helps connect your data to your users and do so securely. So again, using the Teams example, Teams connects people with people. You can allow users to leverage all the productivity gains of the ad hoc collaboration and other work that they're able to do within Teams without creating those many silos of content behind the scenes. So Egnyte plugs in seamlessly and acts as that centralized storage, allowing you to leverage Teams for what it's built for, and the value it's offering your organization without that sacrifice and that compromise of the sprawl. And if you add on top of that, we do also integrate with Azure in a number of different ways, whether that's for the storage backend or Azure Active Directory, or even deploying like the local cache within Azure and having a VLAN type of scenario for your users. So very well integrated with the Microsoft environment as well. We just spoke about how Egnyte can help mitigate sprawl by centralizing your content. However, Egnyte knows we're not going to be the one repository that you have. The fact of the matter is you're going to have some content in OneDrive and SharePoint. And we're not here to discourage that either. We're here to, of course, implement Egnyte as a core secure location you can drive users to that integrates seamlessly with Teams. However, you're going to have a strategy as an organization, and you may have certain workflows where you leverage a OneDrive, you leverage SharePoint, but you're also going to have rules around where maybe sensitive content should live. Maybe that shouldn't appear on someone's hard drive, synced through their OneDrive, for example. So with Egnyte, you're able to provide centralized visibility. You're able to tie into different cloud repositories. Of course, Microsoft 365 being a big one, but also other public clouds, even email or on-premise repositories. You're able to classify your content, identify PII information, maybe client data, intellectual property, or financial data, and apply specific rules to your content based on the type of content it is. The best part about this is it doesn't require the user to tag or self-classify where they're prone to human error. You might have certain people that mark everything as sensitive because they don't want to get in trouble. You might have other people that don't want to be impacted and have blocks in place, so they mark everything as public. This will automatically classify your content based on both built-in patterns as well as custom patterns and custom keywords that you can configure. Now, while we talked previously about how Egnyte can centralize your content, mitigate sprawl in that way, this mitigates the problem that sprawl can become by giving you clear central visibility and governance capability that spans across your different repositories. Now, add to that your ability to spot suspicious behavior, like somebody that typically accesses 50 files in a week. All of a sudden, they download 200 files in a day. Well, you can receive an alert, disable their account, and perhaps even recover that content and find out proactively that they were trying to take data with them. Or ransomware, we can quarantine content, or if we suspect a day zero ransomware attack, provide you alerting, asking you if you want to disable their account. And regardless, once it is caught, we can help you recover and roll back that user's changes made during the period of time that they were impacted. There might be a compromised account, somebody that logs in from multiple locations during a short period of time. You may need to reply to a subject access request. Someone invokes their right to be forgotten. They come to you and they say, I want to know every bit of my personal information that you have about me, and I want you to delete it. Well, when you have content spread across all these different repositories, that can be very difficult, especially if you don't have something like Egnyte that can provide central visibility. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you about Egnyte and how we work with Microsoft to simplify and secure the collaboration experience. I hope you took away some valuable insights. Let me end by pointing out a few resources at your fingertips. First, feel free to connect with me, Kyle Wallstead, on LinkedIn, or to email me directly. That's kwallstead@egnyte.com. Second, hop on the website for an opportunity to trial the Egnyte solution at no cost for 15 days. That's at egnyte.com. And lastly, check out our new online TCO calculator. With 5 clicks, it can help you assess the cost and productivity savings that come hand in hand with implementing the Egnyte platform. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you about Egnyte and how we work with Microsoft to simplify and secure the collaboration experience. I hope you took away some valuable insights. Let me end by pointing out a few resources at your fingertips. First, feel free to connect with me, Kyle Wallstead, on LinkedIn, or to email me directly. That's kwallstead@egnyte.com. Second, hop on the website for an opportunity to trial the Egnyte solution at no cost for 15 days. That's at egnyte.com. And lastly, check out our new online TCO calculator. With 5 clicks, it can help you assess the cost and productivity savings that come hand in hand with implementing the Egnyte platform. Once again, thank you for your time, and I hope to speak with many of you again soon.